Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Euro Truck Simulator 2. Haven't done a video in a while. Well, mostly because did not have a graphics card. This game has updated, and of course that means that we are once again without... Well, actually no, we've parked here because we were getting wall panels. Oh, yeah, because we wanted to go further north, so I guess we're gonna get wall panels there. Alright. We should be at the location already. So let's set it as GPS. Oh yeah, we have to do it here, of course. And yes, there's the wall panels. Let's take the job. Oh, there's actually a double trailer. Interesting. Alright. Let's see if I actually remember how to play this game. Parking... brake engaged. Alright. Your trailer is ready. Yeah, I've been having woes with my old graphics card. The 1080 Ti has unfortunately decided not really to pack it up, to be honest. It was working fine. However, it did not want to work without crashing anymore at the factory overclock levels. And yes, I know that sounds a bit funny when I say factory overclock, but just in case you were not aware, when you buy cards, a lot of manufacturers of cards will also make overclocked versions, which means they've got slightly better chips probably. And oh yeah, that was not very good.
Stay right, then turn right.
I think I have... Do I have
Turn right.
Yeah, there we go. I think I have engine braking on. Or I did. There's no indication, so oh well. I just have lights on all the time. Anyway, yeah. So it was a factory overclocked version. It was the 1080 Ti Extreme 11 gigabytes of RAM. A very nice card, very fast. I was very happy with it for a long time. It was water cooled as well, all in one system, so I didn't have to worry about creating a custom water cooling loop myself. I just don't want to deal with that, to be completely honest. Let's see. Okay, so that is the engine brake.
Go straight.
But I wasn't really aware that the game was slowly starting to degrade before warranty expired, thankfully. Usually with these things, when I buy them, as soon as the warranty will expire, something will happen to my stuff and, I'll be out of warranty. But this time, magically, the warranty was still valid.
Go straight.
And funny thing is, this is gigabytes, and if I had not registered the card, I would only get 3 years warranty, and I was into the 4th year. And if you register the card, you get 4 years of warranty. So that was pretty nice. I still think I had about 7 months of warranty left. Anyway, what I was not aware of was that this has started happening about a year ago, I think. A couple of games here and there, very rarely, but they did crash. And I just, attributed it to early access games or a fluke or whatever it was. And hopefully we can get a engine upgrade soon, so we get that lovely sound mod working, because there's no sound mods for the base engines, I guess. Oh, going a little bit too close there. So yeah, I just thought to myself, nah, it's just the games, the programming, a bug here or there, nothing major. And then Cyberpunk, when Cyberpunk 2077 came out, and let's ignore, that's the thing. Because the game was so buggy and there were so many problems with it, I could not play it when I bought it. I pre-ordered it, stupid me. And I could not play it for more than, 5 minutes, literally. I could not play it for more than 5 minutes because it kept crashing to death. A hard crash, and that was it. So that was very, very annoying. But I thought to myself, well, darn it, they'll have to patch this bloody game. But the weirdest thing was, you know, that a lot of people were able to just play it normally. And I just thought to myself, well, again, I guess it is, I guess it comes down to different hardware, different software, and so on and so forth. And, you know, some games will work excellent on someone's hardware, and then on someone else's they'll just keep crashing and such. So I didn't really think that much of it. I was upset because I couldn't play the game properly for like 2 weeks until suddenly, magically, it started working. And I thought to myself, oh good, they patched it. You know, can we... Oh no, that bus is going right? Yeah. And then I basically played almost through the entire game, and then the game started crashing again. But I never really connected the dots. I never really thought, hey, my graphics card is going, because there were never any artifacts. Like before, when a graphics card I owned died. Nothing. So, you know, and then more and more games started crashing, like Valheim crashed like 5 minutes after I started, or even before then, when I started playing it. Big thanks to... oh. Okay. I thought it was going to be... Never mind. Big thanks to One Big Fat Guy for actually gifting me Valheim. I haven't played it in a while, partly also because of the whole graphics card debacle. But, you know, that started crashing. But the weirdest thing was, if I lowered some of the settings, it worked fine. When I did the preview of Everspace 2, that crashed immediately. I was like, what the hell? Okay, it's early access, but something's wrong. But then I lowered the settings and it still crashed. And then I tried limiting the frame rate to, I think, like 50 frames per second. So instead of 60, it ran it to 50. And lo and behold, the game worked flawlessly. So that started being a bit weird. But I still didn't quite connect the dots. Until later on, when I started looking into this thing, like what's going on, I started monitoring the temperatures. The temperatures were excellent. I have to say that the water cooling really does its trick there. It was brilliant. And then I started looking on forums if people had the same problem, and some of them did. And people suggested, hey, you know, just underclock the card. You know, underclock the processing unit and underclock the memory. So that's what I did. Lo and behold, the game started working normally. So now at this point, I figure out, oh darn it, it is indeed the card. There's something wrong with it. We're going too fast for this. Too fast for this. Whew. I do not want to crash again, because we do have our stability quite low. I mean, set in the settings, so it's not like an arcade. So yeah, that was a little bit upsetting. You know, that card worked great. It's still very powerful. I thought to myself, I don't really need to upgrade to an RTX. There's no point. But yeah, the thing is, if I underclocked the card just slightly, it worked fine. So, like I said in one of the previous episodes already, what's the point in actually going through the whole painful RMA process and, you know, getting the card back to the manufacturer and trying to get a replacement or get it repaired, blah blah blah, and being without a card? Well, like I said before, when you have a card that's degrading at a faster rate than that is actually normal, and, you know, they warranty for that, you don't know what's going to happen next. It might keep working just fine for years to come, or it might suddenly start degrading much faster, and suddenly you need to underclock it even more, and what do you know? At some point, it's going to degrade so much you can't even run it underclocked without crashing. So I said to myself, you know what? For once in my life, I have the stuff still in warranty. I will contact Gigabyte. I'll ask for warranty, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's what's happened. So now I still do not have a replacement. Long story. I'll probably explain that in another video. But long story short, I did have an old GTX 780 from EVGA, and that was the car that I actually lost a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, actually. It was the predecessor to my 1080 Ti, and I bought the 1080 Ti and in fact upgraded the entire computer. Well, not upgraded, I built a completely new computer because the 780 died, and I thought to myself, hey, it's a good time to upgrade the processor and everything else. And of course, you know, these days when you want to get a faster processor, the socket is not going to fit, so you'll need to buy a better motherboard, or well, newer motherboard, and then everything else that comes with it, blah blah blah. Anyway, so the 780 was dead, and I said to myself, I do remember that it was dead, and I bought this new card because of it, but let me just try it anyway. I hate the fact that it revs the engine so much, even if I put the engine braking on just a little bit. Let me try it, and I put the card in, and yeah, it crashed as soon as I wanted to install the drivers. It's actually using the retarder. There you go. I forgot we had a retarder. So that's pretty cool. I mean, not cool. You know, it crashed as soon as I started installing the drivers, and I thought to myself, yeah. But then a few days later, for some reason, I decided to try it yet again. I was thinking maybe I didn't slot it in properly because it's a little fiddly. Maybe something was loose, maybe a power connector was loose, something, you know. So I'll just give it another try. And I did. Windows loaded up, but even before I could try and install the drivers, I actually got artifacting on my screen and a crash. So, you know, that was just a confirmation. Yep, alright, that card is dead. But then I started thinking, could I maybe revive this card? You know, this card is dead anyway. I can either throw it away or try a little bit of fun with it. So I read about people actually. Do I have to go left here?
Turn left.
Okay. So I read about people, quote unquote, baking cars. Sorry, not cars, cards. Where, you know, the card will simply stop working like that, and they will take off all the plastic parts on the top, the fans and so on. They'll take off the heatsink, and then they will put the card into the oven at like 200 degrees or something for 10 minutes. And the idea is that you can temporarily revive a card like this, because usually it appears that the solder joints go. Well, there's a lot of discussion about that, blah blah blah. I'm not going to go into that. There's no point. And if you want to do this yourself, you know, do it at your own risk. Hazardous chemical vapors notwithstanding in your oven, so I wouldn't necessarily do that. But the heat gun was a much better option, and much safer as well. So, took off everything, and used the heat gun to heat the GPU part only, instead of, you know, the entire card. Heated it up for, I don't know, was it like 5 minutes? But of course the heat gun was set to, I think, like almost 400 degrees, which obviously you're not supposed to heat it up to 400 degrees. But I used an infrared thermometer to try and get a reading on the surface of the GPU, which is not that easy because the surface is very reflective, so you also get a lot of infrared reflection. But anyway, you know, it was sort of okay, and here's the result. This is the GTX 780. It works. It's been working for about a week now, completely flawlessly, as if nothing had ever happened. Now, there's something here to remember. A GPU revived in this way might only be revived for a few hours, a few days, a few weeks, a few months, but usually it will fail again. So, at the same time, I'm quite happy with the result, because it means that I'm not completely without a graphics card. Obviously the 780 doesn't even, you know, get close. Oh no. Move. Doesn't even get close to the performance of the 1080 Ti, but it's not a bad card at all. Considering that I put my Quad HD monitor away, so now I'm using a normal 1080p monitor. It can cope quite well with most of the games, and I'm actually quite happy.
Exit right.
I'm actually really happy. So yeah, I can also bring you some footage of games with a 780. So it's back from the dead. It's zombie. Oh man. So yeah, you know how I like to babble, but that's the long story. Of course, the story about the whole RMA process. I don't know if I should be talking about that here. I might make a separate video about it, or yeah, no, we'll see. Might not be interesting to everyone. Okay, we're getting to Erfurt. I'm gonna start braking because we are coming into town. Exactly, that guy's already braking like crazy. And it's starting to rain. Oh. Where's my wipers? No. Okay, there's the vipers. Vipers? Wipers? What am I thinking of, XCOM? Vipers.
Stay left, then turn left.
There we go. Lovely sound of the rain. Alright, here we go. We're gonna actually take this wide because we need to go to the right anyway.
Stay right.
So I'm gonna do a bit of an American maneuver and just turn left into the right lane.
Turn right.
Excellent. And we have to upgrade this engine as soon as possible. So hopefully we get a lovely, lovely Scania mod sound. And then we have to go left. Jeez, okay. I'm gonna take this as wide as possible.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, we're fine. And this is a pretty easy parking job here. To skip parking the trailer and complete the delivery. I like the fact that it actually gives you that option. Okay. And let's park it here. Yep, that looks good-ish. Boom. T. There we go. Put the parking brake on. Decoupling. Lovely jubbly. Alright. 215 kilometers, 4 hours taken, 91 liters of fuel. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to click continue. Okay, now, truck upgrades. Let's see what we could get. Only bars and such. Oh yeah, wait a second, we've got a Scania. Oh yeah, that is for the Scania. So nothing in terms of engines yet. We need to get another level. Alright, that's fair enough.